Hi guys! Welcome sa SIP9. In this video ay tutuloy natin yung series natin on radicals. This is the 25th and the last video in this series, and sa video na to pag-aaralan natin kung paano ba mag-multiply ng radicals with different indices. No? Ay yung indices or index ay ito yung nakalagay na numbers dito. No? So for cube root, 3. For square root ay 2. So square root usually hindi siya nilalagay pero may number yan dyan na 2. Now, ang napag-aralan natin ay ang pagmumultiply ng radicals pag pareho yung indices nila. So, pag pareho yung index nila, pwede natin silang i-multiply o pwede natin silang pagsamahin inside one radical sign. Pero dito, since hindi pareho, ano yung gagawin natin? At gusto kong i-introduce sa iyo yung isa pang notation, no? Yung pag-convert ng radicals into expressions with rational exponents. Pag sinabi nating nth root of x raised to the m, this is equal to x raised to the m divided by n. So yung m divided by n ay exponent niya. Meaning, yung square root of 5, pwede natin siyang isulat as 5 to the 1/2. Yung 2 dito sa index, nandito siya napunta. At yung power na 1 dito na hindi natin masyadong nilalagay, yan yung numerator niya dito. So that's 5 to the 1/2. And yung cube root of 7, that becomes 7 to the 1/3. Kasi 7 to the first power din yan. Now, gusto natin maging pareho yung index, no? And since yung indices natin ay nasa denominator, anong gagawin natin? Now, since kailangan natin ng parehong denominator, pwede natin kunin yung least common multiple ng 2 at saka 3. At alam natin na yun ay 6. So yung 1/2, paano natin gagawin na 6 yung kanyang denominator? Magta-times 3 tayo, di ba? Which means na magta-times 3 din tayo sa taas. So this is equal to 3. 3/6 siya, di ba? Tapos yung 1/3, gusto rin natin na 6 yung denominator. Magta-times 2 tayo dito para maging 6, meaning magta-times 2 din tayo dito. So this is 2/6. Which means na pwede natin itong isulat as 5 to the 3/6 times 7 to the 2/6. And since pareho na ng denominator yung exponent, ibig sabihin pareho na yung index nila. So pwede natin itong i-rewrite as 6th root of 5 cubed times 6th root of 7 squared. So, binalik lang natin siya sa radical kasi pareho na yung kanilang index. So, this is equal to 6th root of 5 cubed times 7 squared. Now, bago tayo mag-simplify, dapat tignan muna natin yung mga factors natin kung pwede natin kunin yung 6th root. And madalas, ginagawa dyan ay prime factorization. Now, since 5 and 7 are prime numbers, ibig sabihin, this is already the complete factorization, which means na hindi na natin makukuha yung 6th root kasi 3 lang yung pinakamataas na power. So meaning, ito na yun. We just have to simplify. So this is 6th root of 125 times 49, which is equal to the 6th root of 6,125. Ito na yung final answer natin. Okay? Now for number 2, we have 4th root of 9 times square root of 27. So pag kinonvert natin ito into rational exponents, we have 9 to the 1/4 times 27 to the 1/2. And gusto natin na maging pareho yung denominator ng exponents. So kunin natin yung least common multiple ng 4 tsaka 2. That's 4, no? So hindi na natin babaguhin yung 9 to the 1/4. Ang babaguhin na lang natin ay 7 to the 1/2. So 1/2, paano maging 4 yung denominator? Times 2 lang. So ito times 2 lang din, which means that this is 2. So pwede natin isulat as 9 to the 1/4 times 27 to the 2/4. And since pareho sila ng denominator, ibig sabihin pareho na rin sila ng index. Which means na we can write this as, this is 4th root of 9 to the first power times 4th root of 27 to the second power. And this is equal to Pwede na natin pagsamahin inside one radical sign. 4th root of 9 times 27 squared. Now again, pwede nating kunin yung prime factorization kasi baka may makuha tayong 4th root. So this is equal to 4th root of, what is 9? This is 3 squared, di ba? And yung 27 squared, ano ang 27? 3 cubed, di ba? Tapos, u square. So this is equal to 4th root of 3 squared times 3. Ano ang 3 cubed squared? 3 to the 6. So this is equal to 4th root of, what is 3 squared times 3 to the 6? That's 3 to the 8th. Ano ang 4th root ng 3 to the 8th? That's 3 squared, no? Kasi 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared is equal to 3 to the 8th. So meaning, this is equal to 3 squared, which is equal to 9. Which means that this is our final answer. Now, bago tayo mag-proceed sa number 3, notice that when we say square root of 27, di ba may number na 2 yan dito? And when we convert that to rational exponent, this is 27 raised to the 1/2. And para maging 4 yung denominator, ay minumultiply natin ng 2 halves, di ba? Yung nandito, tsaka yung nandito. We actually multiply by 2 halves. And this means that multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 2. Pero ano ba yung numerator? Yan yung number dito. This is the numerator, and yung 2 yung denominator. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-multiply ako ng 2 dito sa exponent, mag-multiply din ako ng 2 dito. Kasi itong numerator, tsaka ito yung denominator. So, kung ano may i-multiply natin dun sa exponent, doon sa radicand, or yung sa expression inside the radical sign, we also multiply by the index. And gagamitin natin yan sa susunod na problem. So, ano ang kailangan natin dito? Kailangan natin ng LCM. Di ba ito yung denominators, 4 tsaka 3? Ano ang LCM ng 4 tsaka 3? That's 12, di ba? So, 12. So, para maging 12 yung 3, we multiply 3 by 4. So, times 4. Meaning, lahat ng exponent sa loob, magmumultiply din tayo ng 4. So, yung 2, meron niyang exponent na 1 kahit hindi nakalagay, no? Since we multiply the index by 4, we also multiply this by 4. So, times 4 and then times 4 din ito. What about this one? 4th root of 8x. So, para maging 12 yung 4, you multiply by 3. So, yung 8 ay may power na 1, and then we multiply by 3. Tapos yung x may power na 1, we also multiply by 3. So, this is equal to 12th root of 2 to the 4th times x to the 8th times 12th root of 8 cubed times x cubed. Okay? Pwede natin pagsamahin yung mga numbers, pero mas maganda naka-prime factorization na sila lahat para madaling makita kung meron tayong makuhang 12th root. So 8 cubed, ang 8 ay 2 cubed, and then 2 cubed ay 2 to the 9th. So meaning this is equal to 12th root of 2 to the 4th, x to the 8th, times 12th root of 2 to the 9th, x cubed. Pareho na yung index nila, ibig sabihin, pwede na natin i-multiply or pwede na natin pagsamahin inside one radical sign. So this is equal to 12th root of, ano ang 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 9th? That's 2 to the 13th. Ang x to the 8th times x cubed, x to the 11th. Okay, so this is equal to the 12th root ng 2 raised to the 12th times 2. Tapos meron pa tayong x to the 11th. So this is equal to 12th root of 2 to the 12th times 12th root of 2x to the 11th. So, hiniwalay ko na yung 2 to the 12th kasi pwede natin kunin yung kanyang 12th root. And its 12th root is 2. And then we still have 12th root of 2x raised to the 11th. So ito yung pinaka-final answer natin. That's 2 12th root of 2x raised to the 11th power. That's it. Maraming salamat. Sana nag-enjoy kayo dito sa ating tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.